What's up, everybody? I'm just gonna run through this response that I filed a couple days ago real quick so you guys know what's going on. Also to let you know that I'm not in jail, not yet, and have not received any court dates. So yeah, still up in the air with all of that stuff. So my response to the government's objection to the motion for reconsideration. Introduction. The federal rules expressly permit a motion for reconsideration based on errors of law, as admitted by the government itself. Notably, the government's failure to provide documentation of the acquisition or transfer of 55 Pleasant Street raises substantial doubts regarding its claim. Merely stating that Officer Michael Plant was told fails to constitute substantive evidence. Moreover, jurisprudence from other jurisdictions, which is what the case law he cited was all other states, lacks relevance to New Hampshire's specific circumstances and legal framework. 2. Applicability of Local Rule 83.8. The government's silence regarding the misapplication of Local Rule 83.8, which pertains solely to courtroom procedures, underscores its failure to address the overarching authority of CFR 102-74.420. This regulation prevails, especially when signage governing conduct on federal property is not conspicuously displayed in the public areas, right? 3. Deadline for the appeals notice. Contrary to the government's assumption, the 14-day appeals notice deadline resets following the filing for reconsideration or new trial as confirmed by a court clerk, which of course you guys heard that call. I think you guys heard that call. I can't remember. That might have been one that I didn't record. But I did talk to the clerk, and she said, yeah, the 14-day resets when you file something. So whether it's granted or denied. Part 4, necessity of an articulated decision. A comprehensive written decision containing factual findings and legal rulings is indispensable for determining the viability of an appeal. The absence of such clarity deprives the defendant of the ability to make informed decisions and burdens him with the unnecessary expense of deciphering verbal records. Additionally, I forgot to add in, they want to charge us to get the transcripts so that I can then decipher the verbal record, right? Instead of providing me, because there's 2 ways to do an appeal. You can appeal stuff based on the trial record, but you can also appeal based just on rulings of law, which are there on the record, right? So that's the way that I plan to do it. And so I don't need the transcript. I just need her findings of facts and rulings of law written down so that I can formulate my appeal off of just that. And then I don't have to pay for any transcripts. 5. Allegations of contempt. The government's insinuation of contempt, though acknowledged, lacks substantiation as the defendant was neither held nor formally charged with any sort of contempt. The appropriate response would have been a contempt charge, yet this court has declined to venture down that path. Officer Michael Plant's deceptive actions in retaining the defendant's phone under false pretenses and lack of jurisdiction during a court proceeding highlight an egregious abuse of his limited authority, further compounded by his clandestine procurement of a search warrant from an alternate judge after Your Honor declined to charge me with contempt. In light of the foregoing, the defendant respectfully urges the court to reconsider its position and grant the relief sought in the motion to consideration. Respectfully submitted, Footloose. So that's that. And yep, that's that. We'll see. I'll file my 14-day notice soon. And hopefully get arrested soon or get the summons soon, so I kind of know what the hell's going on. You know, either way, doesn't matter to me, whichever way they want to play it. I'm ready for that. You know, I am willing to face the consequences of my actions and follow through with the plan and fight this thing in court. That's that, and we'll see who comes out on top in the end. Because even if it gets, you know, I appeal, it gets denied, and then I appeal to the Supreme Court, that's where the magic happens, right? That's where we get the right to record in federal court. All right, that's where we need to. This is where we're going to overturn all this outdated nonsense based on. I won't even get into the whole history of. You know, you guys can easily Google the history of recording in federal courts and how it was banned. I will get into it. It's banned because there were reporters that were jumping over the bar and standing on the table to get pictures of the defendant because they could then sell the pictures. And of course they had these gigantic flash bulbs and these mechanical, you know, film cameras that click, 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 click and all that. Very distracting. And I'm of the opinion that instead of punishing all the public in a blanket ban on all pictures and recording, they should have punished the journalists that were jumping over the bar and jumping on the table and causing a disruption in their courtroom. But of course, they seized on the opportunity to abrogate the public because of certain individuals who were misbehaving in other ways. So here we are full circle on this filming in federal court thing, and it's a new day and a new age, and the technology is not disruptive. It's very small, it's quiet, yeah, so we'll see what happens. And I want to thank everybody also for the shares and the likes and the support. I got my analytics thing from YouTube, and we did really good this month. We got a lot of new viewers and whatnot. A lot of people, honestly, most of the people that watch the channel are not subscribers. It's interesting. I do know there are law enforcement and there are prison guards that follow the channel. Some of them actually comment in the comments, and I appreciate that as well. All my supporters in law enforcement who are just people, the good ones, that the guards especially that helped me out when I was in solitary going through war with the prison and the parole board. I got a lot of support and help from the prison guards. So there is that. And I hope y'all have a good weekend. Take it easy.